Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, unique individual you. Today, I would like to speak about how heart or moral emotions meets thought and will. If we do not have the middleman or heart, emotions, compassion, understanding, and also the ability and willingness to create an atmosphere for anyone to truly be themselves in the moment. We would either be head beings that only have more or less cold, dead shadow images as thoughts, or theories or abstractions, and on the other hand, we would only be will beings where we are only driven by necessity. That means anything that the body longs for. But when you have heart, when you have morals, when you have good, you balance these two out and keep them in equilibrium so that they keep themselves to their proper sphere, so that thought doesn't become predominant and will doesn't become predominant, but both of them are in balance with the heart, with emotions. Now, this also requires us to meditate and to study and to find a little out about ourselves and also ourselves in relations to others. Now, when we find out who we are, first and foremost alone, and being able to enjoy one's own company, and at the same time also enjoy others' company, but only so much so as to not become, tired and exhausted. But to truly, one step at a time is often what's important, and to take that step in the first place. You are called to master yourself and to find out about yourself. And through others, you reflect, aspects of yourself you normally do not consider because they are in the subconscious, or you haven't really even experienced it, so it hasn't been a reality until you experienced it. You can't think about something you do not know exists. But to truly find out your thinking and your feeling and your will are affecting each other constantly. But we are alive, awake, and conscious in our thinking, but we are dreaming in our feeling, and we are completely asleep to our will. But through our thinking, through enlivening it, being able to using our thoughts to, direct it and to focus it and to use pure thinking and imagination to enliven with love, inspiration, the world becomes a much more colorful and beautiful place. It becomes a place where you can actually, not only tolerate but thrive in. We are changing the outer material world with our consciousness, with our focus over many, many incarnations. So we are changing the substance of this earth as we are changing our own inner substance through spiritual work. When we enliven our own inner being, knowing through our ego that we are, the drivers of our own inner being, but at the same time are affected by many, many other beings from outside, from inside, temptations, but also listen to the wise guidance, because you have gone through a lot of stuff in your life, and through learning from it, reflecting upon the past, truly coming to understand yourself, that is where you can, learn about the human being. We are pretty darn unique on this planet after all. And to truly find out where we are in all of this, and also where we fit in the cosmos, we are a microcosm in a macrocosm. We are perceiving this universe as this small point down here on Earth. But this is by no means our only life. the more we can connect into the streams of the many lives we have gone through, the more of Akashic experience can you tap into and learn from, and maturing yourself, sharpening your intellect, softening your soul, not so the intellect doesn't destroy everything. Because without the heart, without the warmth, intelligence is purely destructive. But when you have love, you wish to have a certain healing redemption, you know what I mean? And by holding love and intellect and will in balance, we can guide and direct ourselves towards a more healing, beneficial, and healthy way of living. And also help others and be inspiring in the process. It really is a win-win. But it requires practice. Think about when you learned the alphabet, how freaking hard it was. But once it was learned, it's second nature. It's like we have forgotten it. It's the same with mastering ourselves, mastering our thinking, going down to our emotions and truly trying to get to understand it, and not letting it become a tempest and raging and firing constantly, but holding a steady balance and a steady tempered warmth is what it is. So that it doesn't go overboard either. We are not meant to be afraid of our emotions. We're not meant to be afraid of our thinking or of our will. We are meant to truly come into our own being and master it. And when we do, things becomes a little more gentle, because the higher realms, they give you just about enough so that you can grow and learn and develop from it. They are not punishing us. They are not, unless of course we have a lot of karma on our backs, but that is of a completely different matter. That is for every individual one of us to find out about. And we also have family karma we need to go through, a lot of stuff that we have learned that in reality proved itself to be inaccurate, and we had to learn anew, find out new ways of seeing things, because old ways do not work. It is dead, it is a corpse. So it is about finding that living sun-like aliveness, wonder again in life. So the curiosity helps, because when you have that wonder, you have that open heart in a sense, but you have your head and your experiences, so you are still prudent, careful with it. You do not go around being naive and being careless and impulsive. Of course, sometimes it happens. It happens to all of us, but it is all about to keep it to a minimum in the end, and most of us can do that. Most of us can stand in the balance. At least those that watches the videos, because I I attract certain kinds of people, but I digress. So, holding your thinking and your will with the heart, because when you infuse your will with morals and good, you won't do something that is out of bounds of human decency. And the same with thinking. You do not rob reality of all color, of all life, of all warmth, of all beauty with your cold calculative imaginations that really isn't infused with love. But when you infuse imagination with inspiration, you bring life and color. That's the best way of describing it. And you bring a certain structure, but you have a lot of living beings, working spiritual beings, both physical and not physical, imperceivable to our normal senses, but they truly can be perceived in other ways, through clairvoyance, through our emotions, and through our cognitions in other ways. But it is about finding out what are our cognition, we have many different ways of perceiving things, but it is about how willing and open are we to find out about it, and holding to the moral, to the virtues, so you do not be tempted to do something dumb with it. That is what I will leave you with today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you, and may you be safe and provided for, and hold gently under the wings of the higher realms. Thank you so much for you being you. Goodbye.